You're watching Champ Week, presented by Principal. Welcome to Starch Madness. It's the Big Sky men's semifinals in downtown Boise, Idaho tonight. The Big Sky champions, the Portland State Vikings, the top seed in Starch Madness, taking on the 4 seed, the Grizz from Montana, as Travis Secur's team has won 3 out of their last 4, coming in to the semifinal matchup with Portland State tonight. A look at our bracket as Montana last night got past Northern Colorado. Portland State a winner here Sunday. Later tonight, Eastern Washington will play Idaho in our second semifinal here in Boise. Along with the coach, Ben Braun, and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein with you. Great environment for Starch Madness and the Big Sky tournament. And Ben, you coach in environments like this. What's it like for these teams and coaches getting ready for this big showdown tonight in a one-bid league? Yeah, well, Roxy, let me say this. It's complete heartbreak or complete jubilation. There's no gray area. For teams that have had a successful year, they have to win this tournament, so a lot goes into it. And both of these teams had to work to get here to advance to the semifinals. So both teams laying it on the line, but you know that only one team can advance. 2 of the premier players in the Big Sky Conference on display tonight. When you look at, for example, Money Williams for Montana, went for a career-high 40 against Northern Colorado last night, 3 off the Big Sky tournament record. Yeah, what didn't he do last night for his coach and his team? I mean, he made every big play. He found his teammates when it needed him down the stretch to secure the game. He got to the rim, and then he really lived at the free throw line, and he's an excellent free throw shooter. Now, Terry Miller, Roxy, is another guy that if you want to get a chance to win, and he did it for his team last night at Portland State for Chase Coburn, he does it all. Look at the points he put on the board. He gets it done on the glass, big-time rebounder. He needs to play well for his team to win. Terry Miller's second in the Big Sky in scoring. He was the Big Sky MVP this season, as he really does it all for Portland State. As the Vikings will be a little bit shorthanded tonight, as Jace Coburn, the head coach of the Vikings, will be without Keon Kenzie Jr., one of their regular starters, missing a second consecutive game with an abdominal injury. So that impacts Portland State tonight. And you look at the 2 regular season matchups, Montana and Travis Secure won both regular season meetings between the Grizz and the Vikings. Travis Secure, who won the tournament last year, trying to go back-to-back with Montana, and he's now 12 years deep at his alma mater. He's, in addition to the all-time wins leader in Montana history, Travis Secure is the all-time assist leader. He was a great point guard for the Grizz back in the day. A storied career as a player, but an even really impressive career as a coach. Done an excellent job at Montana. And you look at these 2 teams tonight, and the season recap for Montana, 17 wins, but they won 3 out of 4. It was an up-and-down ride through conference play. But they've rode Money Williams, the leading scorer in the conference. Well, had him earlier in their team earlier in this year. They're a completely different team, and so they're ready to play in this tournament. And he doesn't care that they've won twice. He knows he got to play a 3rd time. He's thrown that out of the books. Jace Coburn, the Big Sky Conference Coach of the Year this year, guiding the Vikings to the championship. And the first crown since 2008 for Portland State. 13th season overall for Jace. Was an assistant, then taken over as the head coach in a 20-win season for the Vikings. If there's anybody that knows this program and his school and university, it's Chase Coburn. He has paid his dues. He's done a great job. Portland State, the best defensive team in the league. When you look at the numbers across the board, what they were able to do, as they went 13-5 in league play, struggled a bit down the stretch, although they've won 2 games coming into this matchup with Montana tonight. But the defense for the Vikings, #1, the top defensive field goal percentage, 2nd defending the 3, and they lead the Big Sky in steals. Well, if you're going to have an off game, and you know players do and coaches do, you can hang your hat on the defensive end. Montana winning both matchups. They won at Portland back at the end of January. Money Williams had big games in both, and then just recently in Missoula, Money Williams dropped 27 with 7 assists against Portland State back on February 28th. And in both of those games, Portland State really struggled to shoot the ball. In fact, their lowest shooting percentage of the season came in the matchup in Portland against Montana. Well, and that's why defense wins. It travels, it goes with you. But
interesting game, an interesting setting, Roxy, because you've been talking about now Travis Security. He said, hey, we played them twice. It's irrelevant. We got to show up. I didn't look at those stats. It's just one more game. And money's been money, and he's hoping he can continue to ride his star player.
Montana, the designated visiting team in this matchup, wearing their traditional road uniforms, the home whites for the top seed. The Portland State Vikings, the regular season champs in the Big Sky Conference. Third meeting in the Big Sky tournament between these two programs. And the last time they played with the quarters back in 2024 when Montana beat Portland State right on this floor here in Boise at Idaho Central Arena. Trevon Minot will jump center for Portland State. Tejan Sawyer take the opening tip for the Grizz, and it's won by Portland State. And the Vikings have the first possession of semifinal number 1. Here is Terry Miller isolated. The senior from Fresno, California, missed the jumper, and the rebound grab by Tyler Thompson for Montana. Starting 5 across the bottom for Travis DeCure and Montana. And there is Money Williams up and under in the lane, and a whistle and a foul. As our officiating crew led by Darren White, Justin Shamian, Lane Barney, our crew here in Boise tonight. And the foul called on Jalen Henderson of Portland State, and 2 free throws for Money Williams.
Yeah, hard decision you have to make as a staff and as a program. Do you double team Money Williams as he gets the ball on the block? If you do, he's 5 assists a game, so that could be a problem.
Do you need to alter the way you defend him?
I think you change, you give him different looks. He's such a good player. If you let him get in a rhythm, as he did last night, he dropped 40.
Starting 5 for the Vikings. And again, no Keon Kenzie Jr., who's 4th in the Big Sky in rebounding. And the junior from LA missing a second consecutive game with an abdominal injury. Double teaming Terry Miller Jr. Still 7 to shoot. Isaiah Williams missing a 3. Offensive rebound. Trevon Minot and the kick out. Jalen Henderson fires in and out on the 3. Minot another offensive rebound for the Vikings. Jalen Henderson drives and kicks. And a 3 for Isaiah Williams. They got 3 chances and finally knocked one down.
And great ball movement, 4 or 5 different touches. The ball was moving. Tough to defend.
Here's Money Williams. Spinning down low. And a travel called on Kenyon Owino, the freshman from Albuquerque. And it goes back to Portland State.
Now there's really textbook basketball. You drive, you penetrate, you draw, and you dish.
Trevon Minot on the block. And the jump hook, Minot left it short. His 3rd offensive rebound in the first 2 minutes. Terry Miller Jr. way off on the 3. Tejan Sawyer clears it for the Grizz.
A lot of extra opportunities for the Vikings.
Money Williams, leading scorer in the Big Sky, weaving his way in. Using glass, and Money Williams ties the game.
Well, he uses his body. He uses glass after he uses his body. He gets by you. He's got a strong build, so it's tough to guard him. You got to bring a defender to him at some point.
Averages over 20 points per game. Jalen Henderson. Miller in the lane, and a foul, and they're calling a cylinder violation on Brooklyn Hicks of Montana.
You wonder how tough it is to guard Miller. He gets by you, nice screen in the seal out, but he uses his body, keeps it extended, very difficult to guard, and can get it up off the glass.
Jalen Henderson curls, and the lob for Trevon Minot.
And why not? I mean, what a great drive, dish, and set the table on that lob. Excellent job.
The unselfish play from Henderson, who is 2nd in the Big Sky in assists, averaging almost 6 per game. Tejan Sawyer from deep, missing the 3, and the rebound grab by Jalen Henderson for Portland State. Here is Henderson. Alex Dupree. And the weak side rebound, Jalen Henderson, already 4 offensive rebounds for the Vikings. Henderson missing everything. Trevon Minot, and a foul going for the rebound over the back of Tyler Thompson. And that's the first on Trevon Minot, leading rebounder in the Big Sky.
But how aggressive is Portland State? They might have, you know, he got whistled for the call. I don't know how much contact was there, but you better put a body on this Viking squad. They will pound you on the offensive glass.
They're better than +4 per game in rebounds. Money Williams. Defended well that time by Isaiah Williams. And a pass that went into the backcourt. And it's an overt back call as Brooklyn Hicks was in the backcourt tracking it down for Montana.
And Chase Coburn on the sideline high-fiving his team and the bench guys about that's great defense. And it was. You can get Money Williams to pick up his dribble. You've done a great job.
The energetic Big Sky Coach of the Year.
He was taking charges out here or diving
for loose balls.
With Jamal. Now, Jamal Williams, I understand, diving for loose balls. He's got a body that can withstand that. But Chase Coburn was there every bit as energetic this morning.
And Portland State assistant Jamal Williams played against your Cal teams when he played at the University of Washington.
Yeah, don't remind me. What a player he was. Tough kid.
Bryson Long into the ball game for Portland State. Spinning Jalen Henderson, left it way short, deflected out by Montana, and will stay at this end, 8 to shoot for the Vikings.
And it just seems like the Grizzlies can't get their hand on the ball cleanly, and not like a Travis Secure team to not be able to rebound defensively.
Terry Miller Jr. backing his way in, and the rebound batted around, falls to Money Williams, and Montana controls. Transition, Trey Taylor. The kick and 3, Money Williams.
He's doing that. You got your hands full, and he can. I mean, he shows you the array of his arsenal. Deep threes take you to the hoop.
Money Williams 6, Portland State 5.
Yeah. He's on the money.
When'd you come up with that one?
Have to do something to keep up with you, Raj.
Vikings just 1 for their last 7. Shot clock inside 10 for Jalen Henderson. It's a veteran Portland State team, and Henderson a tough fall away. And the rebound batted around, and Money Williams out of the pack for Montana. Tries to lead the break, and now will back it out. Fire a 3. Money Williams!
He's knocking down shots. You wonder what the Grizzlies could do if they could get some defensive rebounds. I mean, they've been efficient here, but they just haven't been able to secure the glass. We'll see how it transpires.
All 9 for Money Williams. 6 straight for Money and the Grizz. Terry Miller Jr. off balance in the key. The first points of the night for the senior Miller.
That's what he does. He can get to the rim. He gets to the free throw line. He's strong. He's fearless. And he's skilled.
Tied at career high 31 points in their win Sunday night here against Idaho State. Money Williams, why not?
Well, you know, you gave up on him there, and just because he kills his dribble, you better at least take away the shot. I'd give him the pass any day over the shot, and he just secured that shot and made it work for him.
Has a player ever scored all the points for a team in a game?
Not that I remember.
And a foul off the ball and a push. Down low on Montana, it's on Kenyon Owino.
And you like Money Williams, Roxy? I do. I mean, you got to enjoy watching him play. He'll give it to you in a variety of ways. I mean, he's got range, that's for sure. And if you don't guard him at the three-point line, he'll knock it down and he'll take it. But he just gathers, gets his body right, sizes it up, and knocks it down. Money Williams.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement benefits plan that works for your team. Downtown Boise on this Tuesday night. Big Sky Conference Starch Madness semifinals. And Money Williams all 11 for the 4th seeded Grizz against the regular season champion, the Portland State Vikings. 11-7 Montana with the lead. As Montana went 10-8 in the Big Sky this year. Travis DeCuire's team 17-15, played an aggressive non-conference schedule. And then had an uneven ride through the Big Sky. At one point, they lost 5 out of 6, but that fed into winning 3 of their last 4 and finishing the season strong. Bryson Long, way short on a 3. Out of bounds to the Grizz.
Yeah, I
Money Williams recovers. Money Williams is 4 for 4 from the floor. Money Williams is 5 for 5 from the floor and all 13.
Well, Coach DeCure has put his player in the spotlight. He's responded. If you're Portland State that last time out, you better put 0 on your board and your clipboard, circle it, and say, guys, we better locate him. He's killing us. Scored every one of their points so far for the Grizz.
Money, money, money. Good ball movement by the Vikings, open for 3. Bryson Long the miss, and the rebound corralled by the honorable mention All Big Sky performer Tajon Sawyer. Grant Kepley moving in. Sawyer from the elbow, and it's pulled out by Trevon Minot for Portland State. Pushing the ball, Jalen Henderson. Kelsey Phipps off the bench. Off on the 3, and the rebound grab, Tyler Isaac, the junior from Danville in the Bay Area for Montana. 6-point lead for the Grizz. Money Williams, step back. Okay, he is human.
He hits that one. All heck's going to break loose. But, you got to look at his range, and if you relax, he will not, he'll step back on you. He's got separation capability and just great range. Very comfortable, very calm. He's a calm player, but you're going to need at some point 2 players on him.
And he's a unique guard because his size. He's 6'4", 210, 215. The versatility that he has, but just a different kind of player. Yes, he's a big scorer, but he's a different player to try to guard.
Well, the Oakland native product from Oakland High, and I've had players from there, one in Yende Obata, to be exact, great player. He just has dominated. He's been a great player since high school, and he's upped his game at college.
Spins, Money Williams. Can't get the shot to go, an offensive rebound pulled down, Trey Taylor for Montana. Money Williams turns the corner. Too strong on the 3 from Grant Kepley, kept alive by the Grizz and Trey Taylor. Money Williams on the move, launches. Too strong on the 3, and the long rebound grab by Sebastian Tidor for Portland State, and a foul committed by Montana. Money Williams with all 13 for the Grizz, who are up 6 on the Big Sky champs. Because Money Williams is going off early in the semifinal matchup.
Well, he's prolific. He can score. He went for 40. It's not a surprise. He's not sneaking up on you. Roxy, it's how he does it. He scores in a variety of ways, and he's not a selfish player. His nights he has 30, 40. He could probably go for more, but he's also a guy that gets his teammates involved. But right now, he's feeling it, and why not? He's putting his team on his back and carrying them.
All 13 points belong to Money Williams. Last year's second team All Big Sky, but first team this year and leading scorer in the conference, averaging over 20 a game. And he dropped 40 last night here in their quarterfinal win against Northern Colorado. Terry Miller Jr. down low, double. And an errant pass by Miller as Sebastian Tidor goes to run it down. That's a turnover on Portland State. And Travis DeCure is making some adjustments defensively and running different looks at Terry Miller Jr., keeping him guessing.
Well, that was a unique double team. Usually you double from the inside shoulder. That came from the same side guard. Then they rotated over. Excellent, as you mentioned, change of pace on double team.
Brooklyn Hicks from deep. 3! And the first points for a Grizz not named Money Williams and a 9-point Montana lead.
Well, that's important that other guys step up, because at some point you might see some fatigue and some adjustments, and Money Williams can't carry him at the entirety.
First year Montana for Hicks after 2 years at UNLV. Portland State struggling, just 3 for 16 from the floor, making 3 for 17 as Tyler Isaac claims the miss for the Grizz. Pull-up jumper. It rattles in, and it's now an 11-point Montana lead as Grant Kepley's first points.
Well, that's balance for you. You know, Money Williams does not always just spin the show. They've got other players on this team.
9-0 run for the Grizzlies, and deflected out by Montana.
Other guys have stepped up. Brooklyn Hicks certainly has capabilities. He can knock down shots, good rhythm, really nice release. And if you give other guys a chance, they'll come through. They can definitely find their range.
Inside 10 to shoot for Jalen Henderson. Henderson drives. 3 on the timer. Alex Dupree to the basket. And it batted around. That'll be a shot clock violation. A turnover by Portland State.
That's 2 really good defensive possessions in a row. One causing a turnover on the double team, and now just closing up the lane. Really solid defense against a really tough Portland State team.
9 straight for the Grizz, and a 15-2 run for Montana. Portland State has missed their last 5 shots. They're 1 for their last 11, and just 3 for 18 overall from the field. Ball knocked away, diving forward, Isaiah Williams. Here come the Vikings. Jalen Henderson in transition. Missed the layup, and the rebound grab by Brooklyn Hicks for Montana. Grant Kepley. The kick, Brooklyn Hicks. 3! It is all Montana.
Well, now I think you're going to have to see an adjustment here. The Grizzlies, other guys stepping up, making it difficult.
12 straight for Montana. Portland State in desperate need of a basket. They go inside. Terry Miller Jr. gets bumped and will shoot free throws. The foul is on Tajon Sawyer of the Grizzlies.
Other guys now stepping up. That's a second time Brooklyn Hicks has knocked down a shot. He's really showing you his range and his form. He can knock it down. If you're the Grizzlies, you like the balance now you're seeing. You don't want to rely on Money Williams. But it's the Vikings now that have to step up. And Travis DeCuire said earlier in practice today, look, we got to keep them out of the paint. They're doing a better job, and we got to watch our transition defense. They've done that. There's a coach that's had success taking his team to the tournament.
69% for Terry Miller Jr. And that ends a drought of over 5.5 minutes for the Vikings.
And I like how they use their ability to get inside. And Terry Miller on an inside high-low feed, a difficult place to defend the post, no help side. They isolated him, and he got to the rim.
Miller was granted an additional year by the NCAA prior to the season for playing at a junior college. He played 2 seasons at the College of the Sequoias. Was at Louisiana Tech. Now at Portland State. There's a veteran, older team at Portland State, but Montana taking it to him again. Tajon Sawyer from outside.
And the other guys stepping up, Roxy. They're really showing their ability to be marksmen.
Attacking. Here's Terry Miller Jr. bulldozing his way to the basket, and Terry Miller Jr. with 6.
Well, I like the adjustment that he's made. He's not settling for shots. He can shoot the 3. He's a good shooter, but he's just saying, look, you're going to have to guard me to the rim. And that's a couple times in a row now he's gotten there.
Grant Kepley turns the corner and mistimed the lob to Trey Taylor. Here comes Portland State in transition. Transition three. Good from Kelsey Phipps.
And that's what Portland State does. That's what Coach DeCure was worried about. They've got to get back in transition. That's the way the Vikings play.
Phipps a 43% three-point shooter. And that's a second three for the Vikings. They've cut it to 10. It was 15. And they're doing all this with Money Williams on the bench right now, just getting a breather. The rebound, Trevon Minot for Portland State.
Chase Coburn wants his team to get up on the floor and try to attack this Grizzly defense before they get set.
Kelsey Phipps fires. Back-to-back threes from Phipps. And Portland State making a push. It's down to 7.
And that's just what the doctor ordered. Chase Coburn encouraging his team to attack the basket. Here's Miller all the way to the rim. And now they're in transition, spacing the floor, not letting the Grizzlies set up, knocking down shots. And obviously, same formula for the three-point play. Attack and transition. Vikings back in this game.
The Queens Royals go to their school's first ever NCAA tournament. Put purple on your brackets. The Dukes are delirious as JMU barges back into the Big Dance.
The Panthers go back-to-back in the Big Shot and back to the NCAA tournament. It is a very good day to be a High Point Panther.
We have you covered on Selection Sunday once again. It all starts at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, or 4 Mountain as we're in the Mountain Time Zone here in Boise. Sports Center on ESPN. Reese and the guys look at the men's field of 68 as the brackets are announced, followed by the bracketology and breakdowns of each region. Then at 8, women's field of 68 reveal with a complete breakdown of each matchup at 9 Eastern. And another 3 by Brooklyn Hicks pushes it back to 10 for the Grizz.
He's giving their team a lift now. He's perfect 3 for 3 from three-point range.
35% three-point shooter on the year. And that one missed, and Brooklyn Hicks the rebound for Montana as Money Williams back in the game.
That was fortunate he was able to get on the bench and saw his team still make a nice run.
Money Williams spinning. And a foul. No, a travel is called on Money Williams. And a turnover committed by Montana.
Chase Coburn there, just with the officials here to make sure he saw that. Officials do that from time to time. Boy, he's animated on that sideline. The veteran Darren White says, I see you, coach. I see you. I hear you.
The last 3 by Brooklyn Hicks ended an 8-0 Portland State run. From down 15, they've cut it to 7, now back to double digits for Montana. Kelsey Phipps is going up, and a foul on Montana, and Tyler Isaac called for his first.
Well, that's a smart move by Portland State. Let's think about this. They're only shooting 27%. I mean, so the Grizz, they're playing defense, and they're struggling to get some good looks. So driving to the basket, getting the foul line, ways to set your defense up, they're going to need to do more of that.
6 points, a couple of threes for Phipps, sophomore from Carson, down in Southern California. And one more coming for Kelsey Phipps. Just a 45% foul shooter, and he goes 1 for 2. (27-18) Montana. Money Williams tries to turn the corner, and a step-back jumper, 15 for Money.
And he had 2 guys on him. 2 guys were there on his dribble, and what did he say? I'm going to shed you. Step back and knock down a shot against 2 defenders. Wow.
The double team comes at Terry Miller Jr. On the drive, hanging a wild shot thrown up by Kelsey Phipps. And here comes Montana and Money Williams. Brooklyn Hicks, the hesitation floater. And the rebound all over the glass, the Vikings, and it's pulled down by Jalen Henderson. Henderson, a first-team All Big Sky performer. Dart to the bucket, left it short, and the rebound, Tajon Sawyer for Montana. Transition three. Tyler Isaac too strong, and it goes over the top of the backboard, out of bounds, and it belongs to Portland State.
Well, that's twice now that the Vikings have gotten right into the rim. I think they're shying away a little bit, anticipating fouls. You got to be willing to take that contact, slow yourself down just a little bit.
I keep waiting for Jalen Henderson to assert himself in this game. This is an incredibly athletic player. First team All Big Sky performer, so talented, fifth in the league in scoring, second in assists, and not made that big impact yet in this game. Terry Miller Jr. hesitates, tried to bank it in, too strong, and the rebound ripped down by Tajon Sawyer, his fourth rebound.
They've had opportunities again, another missed shot at the rim, just hurting themselves.
Working the baseline, and one! Tyler Isaac for the Grizz.
But what happens when you start knocking down shots, Roxy? I mean, you start knocking down shots, and now you're getting guys that close out on you, trying to take away your shot, and you get driving lanes. That's what the shooters should do, is put it down and drive.
First on Bryson Long. And the and one free throw, 87%er, rims off, and it's Terry Miller Jr. claiming it for Portland State.
Well, you talked about Henderson. He's got to get to the rim. He's gotten there. He's gotten the foul line a ton this year. They need to get some sure baskets or draw some fouls.
Terry Miller. Bryson Long open in the corner. And the rebound pulled out of there by Grant Kepley for Montana.
Another good look for the Vikings. They just couldn't knock it down.
And that's what Long is in there to do, help stretch the floor. He's a terrific shooter.
Done it his whole career.
Steele, pick in the pocket. There goes Jalen Henderson. Off to the races.
Must have heard you, Rox. He was right on in the passing lane, anticipated Money Williams. The pick six.
First points for Henderson, is also second in the Big Sky in steals. Terry Miller Jr. clobbers Kenyon Owino. Free throws coming up for Montana as Portland State trying to get back into this game.
Well, one way you do it, Roxy, is to play some defense. There's a pick your pocket. Henderson can do that with the best of them. We got a good one on our hands. Portland State climbing back in it.
There's a tremendous legacy of coaches at Montana. From Judd Heathcote back in the early 70s. Jim Brandenburg then came and left Montana. Mike Montgomery had a great run in Missoula before he took the Stanford job. Stu Morrill then succeeded Monty, Blaine Taylor. This Montana coaching tree is impressive. Larry Krzyzewski, who played at Montana, as did Wayne Tinkle, who had a great run before going to Oregon State. His Oregon State run just ended, as most of you probably know. And then Travis DeCure, former Montana great point guard, now returning to his alma mater, and 12 years in has become the all-time winningest coach in Montana history.
Yeah, that's saying, I mean, you talk about good company, Roxy. I've coached against that whole coaching tree, with the exception probably of Krzyzewski, Larry, and Wayne Tinkle. I had those other guys, and they weren't easy games, believe me. And for what Travis DeCure has done, I mean, he's really made his mark in this coaching profession, especially here at Montana. A really nice job.
1 out of 2 for Kenyon Owino. First point for the freshman. And it's a 12-point lead for Montana with 3:45 left in the half.
It's special, too, when you go back to your alma mater and you can coach and get the job done. Not always easy.
For some reason, I didn't see Pat Kennedy on that list.
Yeah, well.
The one time Montana went out of the tree.
Yep.
And an errant pass stolen by the Grizz. Money Williams attacks, and an offensive foul on Money Williams.
Well, that was some good defense. That's moving your feet. That's what you do on defense, Roxy. You get ahead of, you try to beat your opponent to the spot, get ahead of them. It was the offhand. You know, I think the feet were still moving, but it's the offhand that gets the call. But you got to try to do something against Money Williams. If you don't disrupt him, and you mentioned it earlier, you've got to give different looks. He'll destroy you if you give him the same look every possession.
7th Montana turnover. Money Williams has 4 turnovers, but he also has 15 points, and that was his first foul.
Guy's got his hands on the ball. He's going to have more turnovers, that's for sure.
Terry Miller Jr. off his foot out of bounds, and Money Williams forced that turnover back to the Grizz.
Well, speaking of giving different looks, how about the double team on the back out? You normally leave the double team off when the post players got it off the block, but I like that Travis DeCuire decided to come out there and say, no, we're staying with him. Get it out of his hands, knock it off his leg, let's go the other way.
Montana has led by as many as 15. And the Grizz are shooting 57% from the field. Montana is 6 of 11 from 3. While Portland State just 25% outside the arc.
Well, they want to continue this. They held on last night, and nothing's safe in these tournaments. So you want to continue how you're playing. Foot on the gas.
Money Williams. No look pass inside, and a foul on Kelsey Phipps. And that will send Trey Taylor, who thought he was home free, to the line.
That was a great recovery. I thought that was his shirt, too. And you look at the hustle play. I mean, there's a slip, great pass. That's a layup. Sure layup, you think, and the hustle play just to get his hands on that ball. I know that the Viking bench said, look, we thought that was pretty clean. Can you go to the monitor? Not on the foul call. But Trey Scoburn's making his case saying, look, I think he anticipated that one. And officials will do that from time to time.
2 shots for Trey Taylor, just 39%. I got your 39% right here, Gasbag. That's what he's saying.
That's reverse jinx, Rox. Come on.
One more for Taylor.
You know how this works.
Transfer from Chico State, the San Diego native. Played 3 years at the Division II level, and he hits both free throws.
He's feeling good. I mean, those are clean shots, and he's feeling it. I mean, the Grizz are really playing with a pep in their step. They're on all cylinders right now.
Montana on the season, one of the top foul shooting teams in the country, 77%. Jalen Henderson left open. Missed the 3, and the rebound grab by Grant Kepley for Montana.
Yeah, they can't buy one right now, shooting 25% on the game from the floor.
And 3 for 14 from 3 for Portland State. Grant Kepley in the key. Tough fall away, and it rolls in for Kepley.
Well, how do you know it's your night, Roxy? Those rims are kind to the Grizzly. I mean, this is a team they're playing against that won this league, and everybody was talking about Portland State. They are playing at a high level against the Vikings.
Largest lead of the night for the Grizzlies. Terry Miller Jr.'s double. Jalen Henderson, the kick to Miller. Kelsey Phipps fires. And a foul on the weak side. It's on Grant Kepley of Montana for grabbing Isaiah Williams.
How good has this Grizzly defense been until the foul here kind of takes them off the hook, but they're keeping the ball on one side of the floor. And teams that like to zip it and move it, that's effective. You can keep it sided. All your help side is loaded up.
Bonus 1-1 for Williams, 73% foul shooter. The senior from Oklahoma City, a transfer from the Division II ranks in the Academy of Art in San Francisco. And he's taken over as starter here at the end of the season for Jace Coburn and Portland State.
You're the Grizzlies now. You want to maintain this double-digit lead if you can. You don't want the Vikings to climb back before halftime. You want that momentum going in. The Vikings going to try to turn the table quick.
One more for Isaiah Williams. He nails both. And a 14-point lead for Montana. And the Grizz shooting 59% against the top defensive team in the Big Sky. Trey Taylor, the kick out. Shot clock winding down, and that is a turnover, 8th on Montana. And a shot clock violation gives the ball to Portland State.
That's a nice defensive possession. That's how you start to get a little of this momentum back. You got to start it on the defense.
Montana, who won both regular season matchups, winning by 6 in Missoula just a couple of weeks ago. And then back at the end of January, won by 4 in a low-scoring game in Portland. Jalen Henderson gets in the lane. And the jumper by Jalen Henderson.
Now that's huge. That's drawing this lead a little bit closer, a little bit more palatable now. If you're the Grizzlies, you're going to take a little time, maybe lead one possession for the Vikings, but you'd love to score and keep this lead.
Tyler Thompson, 3! 41% on threes for the redshirt freshman. 7 of 12 from downtown for the Grizz. Terry Miller Jr. 5 left in the half, fires from deep, misses a 3. Rebound Tyler Thompson, Montana. Thompson for beyond midcourt, falls short, but a tremendous first 20 minutes for Travis DeCuire and the Montana Grizzlies. They're up 15. Coming up, Jason Spells in studio, Kevin Keats, Malcolm Huckabee, as more tickets getting punched tonight. Semifinals of Starch Madness in Boise, and a tremendous first half by Montana. 39-24, they lead. The Big Sky regular season champs, the Portland State Vikings. 61% shooting. Money Williams leading the way. He's got 15. The lead is 15 for the Grizz. The studio's next. Week presented by Principal. It is Starch Madness in Boise. The Big Sky Conference men's semifinals, and Montana stunning the Big Sky champion Portland State Vikings, up 15 at the half here in downtown Boise. Along with Ben Braun and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein with you. And boy, Montana came out a great game plan. Travis DeCuire had his guys ready to go. Defensively and offensively, Ben, they're raining threes.
Well, they're doing it with a combination of Money Williams, who's been out of money, and they also are getting it from their other players who are knocking down threes. They're distributing the basketball, they're securing now defensive rebounds, and they're getting opportunities on the offensive end, really moving the basketball. But Money Williams was phenomenal in the opening minutes of this game. Couldn't miss, and then his teammates stepped up and hit some huge shots to close out the half.
Portland State came in as the best defensive team in the Big Sky. Montana went 7 for 12 from 3 in the first half. The Grizz shot 61% from the floor in the first half of this game. And they jumped on Portland State early, led by as many as 16 points in the first half. Money Williams with 15. He scored the first 13 of the game for the Grizz, but then others got involved, and a big cushion here for Montana at the half over Portland State. The Big Sky champions as the Vikings won the league going 13-5. If you're Jace Coburn in Portland State, what do you need to do? What adjustments do you need to make?
Well, you'd like to improve your three-point shooting percentage, Rox. You're 3 for 16, and they're a better shooting team than that. But again, you can't count on your shot to always fall, so find other ways. Get points off of your defense, get to the foul line, and attack this Grizzly team. They have to be more aggressive.
Kelsey Phipps leading Portland State with 7 points off the bench. Again, the Vikings playing without Keon Kenzie Jr., one of their starters, who averages 11 points per game, out with an abdominal injury for the second straight game, is Trevon Minot. The Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year comes over to block the shot. Tyler Thompson, the hustle for Montana, and it belongs to the Grizz.
Well, that's the way you want to start the half defensively. I mean, you start and get the steal. I mean, you get the block shot, and you're going the other way. And this is what Travis DeCuire was worried about, the transition, but a little bit casual in the outlet pass, and Montana jumps on the loose ball, retains the possession, so negates the hustle play.
It was a foul called on Terry Miller Jr. of Portland State.
Yeah, you've got to up your defense, Roxy, defensively, and your aggression. You've got to be a more aggressive team. Portland State's been aggressive all season long. They have to continue their identity of who they are.
Our officials, Darren White, Justin Shamian, and Lane Barney. And then Ray Ames is our alternate standby official over there at the table.
Coaches now, Travis Secure is going to use this as a kind of a mini timeout.
It was a shot clock issue they were trying to straighten out, and they determined that Portland State did establish possession. Therefore, Montana gets a fresh 20 since they're throwing it into the front court. Kenyon Owino, the freshman, down low. Tough fall-away shot. Good defense from Terry Miller Jr. And here come the Vikings and Jalen Henderson. Henderson attacks on the drive well before the shot, and a foul on Montana, and it's called a push.
Well, that's
Tyler Thompson.
That's really the recipe, Roxy. They're now getting to the basket and drawing fouls. They're playing more aggressively.
Do you need to see Henderson get more aggressive for Portland State?
Well, he's
deflected. That's why he can go get it.
Yeah, and he's got to get to the foul line. He's done it all year. This whole, Portland State's got to get aggressive as a team.
Henderson attacks, gets to the bucket, couldn't get the leaner, and the rebound grab by Montana. Monty Williams is pushed on the perimeter. It's the first on Isaiah Williams.
Trying to force baseline, and that's not a bad move to keep him sided, but they've got to get that help side to relieve the pressure of the defender on the ball.
Left open for three. Brooklyn Hicks, 4 for 4 from long range, and the largest lead for Montana.
Yeah, confusion. You left the shooter. You got to keep one on the ball. Both defenders backed off.
The guy with the ball, he can hurt you the most.
I used to think that.
You used to think that. You changed.
Yeah. Most important thing on the floor at Roxy, the basketball. It'll tell you what to do, where to be.
Shot clock down to 5. Terry Miller Jr. bangs his way inside. And desperation heave. And the offensive rebound lost out of bounds. Last touch by Tyler Thompson. It belongs to Portland State.
Brooklyn Hicks has given this team a lift. I mean, he's knocked down shots. That's the wrong guy to back off of. It just some confusion. Portland State's going to have to sort it out. But again, you never leave the basketball.
Mosaic Downing Rivers getting in here early in the second half. Can't get the bank to go. Javon Mine on the offensive glass. That won't go. And Tajon Sawyer, the rebound for Montana.
I like the effort. They came away with nothing, but that's what they have to do. They got to pound the glass. They did it early.
Monty Williams weaves his way to the bucket, then blows the layup.
Easiest shot he's missed all game.
He was home free.
Oh, boy. Took some English on it. Didn't need to.
Pull-up jumper in the key, way off from Mosaic Downing Rivers. And the rebound grab by Montana.
Yeah, Portland State, you can see it's a little tight, Roxy. Some of these shots not falling, and, you can see they're not playing with the edge they normally have. They're usually a team that has a really good edge to them, and it's a little tentative now.
Out of bounds to the Grizz, 11 on the shot clock.
And that can happen, Rox. You're down 18 points. You start to get a little frustrated and things start to multiply. The last thing you do is emotionally is get down. You got a lot of basketball left. You got to continue to be who you've been all year long.
Portland State has yet to score here in the second half. Unfortunately for the Vikings, it's more of the same.
Well, they got stops early. They just couldn't convert, and then they turned it over.
5 to shoot. Tajon Sawyer into the key. Kick out. Open 3. Good! They're going to check it to make sure he got it off in time. Kenyon Owino, who has only made 10 threes all season. If it stands, it gives Montana a stunning 21-point lead.
Yeah, who'd have thunk that, Roxy? I'm stunned because as good as Portland State is, you really are surprised, and as good as Montana is as well. And it's no basket. That's a break. That would have been a real early.
Didn't get it off in time, didn't beat the shot clock expiring.
Well, good job. And that, you people, the fans wonder, why do you go to the monitor? Why do we have so many stoppages? That's why. Because you got to get that right. That's a backbreaker. That basket goes, and that could be an insurmountable lead early.
Take the points off the board. It's 42-24 Montana. It's still an 18-point lead. Jace Coburn trying to find the right combination to get a spark for the Vikings. And Terry Miller Jr. using the left hand with the first points for the Vikings, breaks the seal in the second half.
Yeah, he's limping too, Roxy. That's not a good sign for the Vikings. That's been their go-to guy. He can single-handedly bring them back, but he looks like he's hobbling a little.
Money Williams short on the three, and the rebound racing up the floor. Kelsey Phipps attacks. Phipps to the bucket, and it's out of bounds. We're going the other way. Belongs to the Grizz.
Boy, if you charted missed shots at the rim, you'd find a ton for Portland State. The lid is on. They just kind of hoping to get it up there quick. Maybe draw a foul. You got to try to score the basket first and draw the foul second. But they've really left some points on the table here this game. Good news is they're getting to the rim. Bad news is just not finishing. But here's the full court pressure. We talked about what do you do to get back to this game. Yeah, and I like it. I like that they're picking up now. You got to turn this game around defensively when you're struggling offensively.
It also seems Montana's just comfortable running their offense.
That's my point. Yeah, you got to take them out of that rhythm.
Tejon Sawyer, three!
And he does that. I mean, he can step out. He's an all-purpose player, CCF, and stand out back from the Bay Area. Played for Justin LeBeau. He can play. And he's worked hard in his game, Roxy, and that's a big basket for the Grizzlies.
San Francisco native, went to Salesian High School in the East Bay, and then City College of San Francisco. First stop was Cal Baptist prior to CCSF, but now at Montana is Terry Miller Jr. missing a three, and the rebound grab, Trey Taylor for Montana.
Played for Billy Mellis, fine program at Salesian, good player.
Vikings just 1 for 8 to start the second half. Picked up by Tyler Thompson, missed that three. And the rebound batted around and grabbed by Terry Miller Jr. for Portland State.
For Portland State, you got to try to get some clean rebounds and beat this Grizzly team back on defense before they get set up.
Jalen Henderson attacks.
Another hurried shot, Brock, just a little bit too much. Again, just not slowing down enough to get the foul call.
Inside 10 to shoot for the Grizz. Grant Kepley. Sawyer again. Too strong on that three, and the rebound, Mose Downing Rivers for Portland State. Downing Rivers gets to the paint, and he gets on the scoreboard. He's played sparingly this year.
Well, that was a rhythm shot. That's the first Viking player that's come down really under control and just slowed himself down and got the shot. Now they got to turn it around defensively. It's not an easy team to play when you're behind.
Montana's been in control from the outset here in Boise. Corner three. And elevating for the rebound, but a foul called on Montana going for the rebound.
Well, if you're the Grizzlies and Money Williams isn't scoring, who's going to answer the bell? How about Tejon Sawyer? He's lethal. He can knock down the three. The Grizzly up.
Here's a look at our Starch Madness bracket in Boise for the Big Sky semis with Portland State, Montana coming up later over on ESPN2. It'll be the 3 seed Dan Munson in Eastern Washington against Alex Pribble's 7th-seeded Idaho Vandals. That is our nightcap. Tickets punched so far here during Champ Week. And Hofstra and Wright State getting it done tonight. And then you have the MAC, not the MAC,
that's right,
MAC, and the WCC in Vegas between Gonzaga and Santa Clara, as the Broncos probably clinch themselves at least an at-large bid with their win over St. Mary's last night.
Well, I think they did too, but Herb Sendek's not done. He's having a year, and he's not going to be satisfied unless they can knock off Gonzaga.
WCC Coach of the Year, Herb Sendek. 3 missed by Mose Downing Rivers, just the 2nd he has taken this season. Money Williams. To the bucket. And that'll be a goaltend on Trevon Minot. Count the hoop for Money Williams.
Yeah, how hard is it to guard Money Williams? I mean, he just shows and goes. He gets to the rim. He gets it off the glass. Smart players use the window for good reason.
And Minot, the defensive player of the year in the Big Sky, just a tad too late. Jalen Henderson penetrates. That's a deep 2 from Isaiah Williams.
Well, they've got some firepower, but again, they're going to have to find a way to derail the Grizzlies. They've been too aggressive and too successful on the offensive end. They got to keep them at bay.
And to shoot for the Grizz. Money Williams had it knocked away. Leaking out, Jalen Henderson to the bucket. Henderson is fouled. It's the 2nd on Tajon Sawyer.
Well, just before I was ready to say it, Roxy, now I can say it. We got a breather. I mean, the one thing you can't do if you're the Grizz, you can't turn it over. I mean, they're in control, but the foul leads to the breakout. There's the foul. Foul on the one end leads to a breakout, the foul on the other. But that's the one thing you can't do if you are the Montana Grizzlies. Take care of the basketball with the lead.
78% foul shooter, Jalen Henderson. Now has 5 points tonight, and Heat finished the regular season strong. He scored 20 or more in each of the last 3 games coming in, including their quarterfinal victory here against Idaho State. And 20 plus for Henderson in 6 of the last 8 games.
He's been tough, and they're going to need him down the stretch. You know, interestingly, he missed that last layup, got the foul shots, but he's a guy that usually makes that and the and one. But he's lived at the free throw line, knows how to do it. Here's the pressure we talked about. Now you see Portland State extending full court pressure. Travis DeCure worried about this earlier today at a shoot around, went over press offense. He anticipated this press.
And attacking Montana, down the lane, and the layup.
That's how you
Tyler Isaac.
you move the ball faster than the defense.
Jalen Henderson steps back, rims out the 3. Money Williams grabs a rebound for the Grizz.
A very underrated rebounder. He can go up there and grab rebounds with big guys.
And it goes off the hands of Trey Taylor. Goes over to Portland State, but a 17-point lead. Montana doing everything tonight here in Boise.
Well, they are. They're getting the ball out of the break. They're attacking the rim. They're doing what it takes. The Grizzlies still up big in Boise.
Montana big in the Big Sky semis. ESPN NBA Wednesday doubleheader as Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs take on Paolo Banchero and the Magic at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, hosting KD and the Rockets. NBA Countdown crew tips it off at 7. Speaking of the NBA, historic night, Bam Adebayo, 83 points.
That's all.
Second most in a game. As the Heat beat the Wizards 150 to 129. Bam Adebayo, 83. Stepping on the sideline, Kelsey Phipps, a Vikings turnover.
Well, you talk about not turning it over, giving your opponents a break. That's also the last thing that the Vikings need. Again, now you're just going to, you're running out of possessions as this game's narrowing down. Plenty of time left, but giveaway possessions don't help. Here comes the pressure. Full court, they're going to try to see if they can turn over the Grizzlies, disrupt them a little bit.
Inside 11 minutes. Money Williams goes to work. Grant Kepley inside 5 to shoot. Tough fall away in the baseline. And the rebound, there's Trevon Minot for the Vikings.
That's a good possession defensively. If they can turn off defense and offense, they'll be in good shape.
Down low to Minot. Drop step, but then blows the layup. Out of bounds, off Montana.
I think he wasn't sure, Roxy, if he should dunk it or lay it up, and he was right in between. That's what happens. It just kind of been that night for the Vikings. Left a lot of points on them.
Nothing going right. Portland State just 24% from the floor. They are 3 for 20 from 3. Isaiah Williams has a good look. And the rebound, Grant Kepley for Montana.
I'll make it 3 for 25. Grizz in no hurry.
Dejon Sawyer. And the rebound, there's Jalen Henderson. But even when Portland State tries to run, Montana do an excellent job at transition defense.
And Travis Secure said that. The key to this game is going to be rebounding, but also defensive transition.
Terry Miller Jr. lines it up. And the rebound falls to Money Williams in Montana. And they'll deliberately bring it up.
They're doing a good job dictating tempo. They've done it most of this game.
Grant Kepley off a screen. Flyby, the drive, Kepley, the drop off, and the layup, Kenyon Owino.
Just great inside-out basketball. Taking what the defense gives you. Pump fake, inside out, pass back in, and drive it.
Montana has matched their largest lead of the night. Sebastian Tidor spins inside, and a foul.
I mean, look at the degree of, confidence that the Grizzlies play. Shot fake, drop down, and just easy basket. They're, I love players that make hard plays look easy, not easy plays look hard, because you still get the same amount of points. But the Grizzlies fundamentally have just been on their mark tonight. They've played excellent basketball.
One more for Sebastian Tidor.
And you feel for Chase Coburn, because his team, this has just been uncharacteristic. This is not the way they played throughout the majority of this year.
And that's what happens when you get in a conference tournament. Everything is heightened. You're 40 minutes away from your season potentially being over, even though you were the best team in the league during the regular season. But in a one-bid league like the Big Sky, you got to be ready for somebody's best effort. Montana's come out ready to play from the outset tonight.
Absolutely, and I've been there, done that. You feel for Portland State, that's just not how they played. You don't get do-overs, you get one shot.
But the game plan for Travis Secure and his staff has been phenomenal.
It's shown because you've held Portland State's percentages way down.
That three rings off from Tyler Thompson. Pushing it, Isaiah Williams. It's the trailer Henderson. Glides in, Henderson gets the shot to go.
And they wanted to foul on that, but that's what Jalen Henderson does, Roxy. You could see he concentrated, he willed that shot into the basket and thought he might have drawn a foul, but they've got to get more of it.
A sense of urgency right now for the Vikings. Down 16, approaching 8 minutes to play. Montana, who won the Big Sky tournament last year, went to the NCAA. As Travis Secure has been there 3 times with Montana. On the drive, the layup, and one! Tyler Isaac!
You talk about wanting to get to a final. It's the Grizzlies showing you that they've got guys that can get their team to the finish line.
take a look at the ACC tournament bracket on the men's side, presented by T. Rowe Price. And first round action today, and SMU with a big win to get into the second round, but they'll play Louisville tomorrow. Stanford, who was playing tremendous ball recently, when you look at, they won at NC State over the weekend, won at Notre Dame last week, but heartbreak for the Cardinal. And you wonder, has Kyle Smith at Stanford done enough? They're right on the bubble with that tremendous freshman Ibuka Okori. And in overtime, Virginia Tech losing to Wake Forest.
That's why this is March Madness, Roxy. You can throw it all out. You kind of show up and play. And heartbreak losses we just mentioned for Stanford, really tough on the last second tip. But you got to just, you got to put yourself in position.
Bryson Long fouled on a three.
Well, that's as much emotion as I've seen on the Portland State bench all night. The whole bench, the whole team raced over to Bryson Long to cheer him on here. They're looking for anything to spark their team.
Senior from Gilbert, Arizona, will shoot three. Spent the last couple of years at Arizona State, battled injury and illness for Bobby Hurley. And he played at Houston Christian. Prior to that, was a prolific three-point shooter for Houston Christian.
I covered him in the Southland Conference Tournament, and during the season did an excellent job for his team in Houston.
Junior season with Houston Christian averaged just under 15 a game, and he made 94 threes in that season.
I mean, prolific three-point shooter. And like you mentioned earlier, Roxy, even if he's not scoring it, when he's on the floor, you've got driving angles because you're not leaving him. And so it's always good to have a shooter on the floor for your post guys to operate and for your penetrating guards.
And 18 of his 20 made field goals this year have been threes. And has a chance to go 3 for 3 from the line as Money Williams will sit. Just picked up his second foul.
Well, they've played well without Money Williams. You don't want that to happen often, but this has been a night where the Grizzlies have stepped up. Everybody on their team has stepped up and played in his absence. With Portland State now, you've got to pick up full court. Here they go. Here's the full court pressure. They're playing aggressively.
And the pass turned over. Jalen Henderson hits the cutter, but the layup missed by Kelsey Phipps. And a foul on Montana. The pressure creating a turnover, leading to an opportunity for the Vikings.
And that's why Travis Secure spent so much time this morning going over press offense. And here's the pressure. Here's the aggressiveness. You kind of been waiting for Portland State to show you this. They just haven't been able to finish that basket there. Again, at the rim, and not able to draw the foul or the basket. Now they must take it out of bounds. Foul called on the floor.
Second on Tyler Isaac, and the 6th on Montana. The next one puts Portland State into the bonus.
So you just get the feeling that they can knock it down to single digits there within striking distance.
Jalen Henderson darts to the bucket, and one. Jalen Henderson.
No sooner was it suggested, and Jalen Henderson must have heard us. He said, let me give you one, and then one more on the house. See if I can get a three-point play to bring my team within striking distance.
4th on Grant Kepley. Still over 7.5 minutes to play. And Henderson has cut it to 12.
A lot of time left now. I mean, Big Sky champions are the champions for a reason. They're not going to go away. You're going to have to beat them.
6 straight for Portland State, and they're doing this without the Big Sky MVP, Terry Miller Jr. on the bench. This group being active defensively. Steal, Kelsey Phipps, home free, dunks it, and it's a 10-point game. Timeout Montana, 8-0 run for Portland State.
Good timeout by Travis Secure. We got a good one on our hands. The Vikings climbing back in this one. How about the highway? How about the theft? The robbery? The finish? We got a game. 10 points.
Basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement benefits plan that works for your team. Well, this was back in 2020. Starch Madness that was canceled because of COVID. That's Jace Coburn, who got married on this court right here in Boise at Idaho Central Arena. He and his wife were going to get married in May, but with the world shutting down, he said, let's just do it now. They had a ton of family and friends here as Portland State forcing it inside. Couldn't get the bucket to go. Kenyon Owino grabs it, and then a foul called on Portland State. But just to finish the story on Jace Coburn, as this was the inbound pass that was stolen by Portland State in the hands of Sebastian Tidor, who nearly cut it to an 8-point game. But Jace's wife went to some store just a few blocks away, grabbed a dress to get married. They had 100 family and friends that were here. He was an assistant here at Portland State at the time. On the drive to the bucket, and the block shot for Trevon Minot, and a technical has been called.
Well,
No, it's just a foul, it looks like.
I don't know.
Do we have a technical? No. Yes.
Yep.
And the technical is on Portland State. And a horrific mistake by the Vikings. And a technical foul. And Money Williams at the line. So both free throws hit by Money Williams. So the technical was called after the block shot by Trevon Minot. But I also believe there was a personal foul called. No personal foul. It was just a technical foul on Trevon Minot of Portland State for talking a little trash after he blocked the shot.
And that could have stopped the transition basket, Roxy, but Jace Coburn, hopefully there's a little magic left on his floor.
And that's the third foul on Minot. Pull-up jumper. Rims off from Jalen Henderson. Pulled down by Tejan Sawyer for Montana. Boy, what a costly mistake for Portland State. They had all the momentum. They were down 19. They had a chance to get into single digits. And then a block shot, but then the technical foul, and it's a 12-point game. And that kills the momentum that you had, although Money Williams just missed a three. Last touch by Montana.
Good challenge it. Well, Jace Coburn, you mentioned getting married on this floor, Roxy. He's really hoping there's still a little magic and a lot of love here in this Idaho Central Arena in downtown Boise. This team's on the brink of coming back, but they can't afford, as you mentioned, to pick up technical fouls and just give away baskets.
And an amazing part about that, his grandmother was there. She was 103 at the time. She's since passed. She passed away a couple of years ago at 105.
Amazing story.
Fall-away jumper. Sebastian Tidor. Timeout, Portland State.
That's a good timeout, and I think Jace Coburn's going to ask the officials here.
30-second timeout. Portland State within 10, 6:10 to go. Game. Montana's led from the outset, leading by as many as 19 here in Boise. Along with Ben Braun and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein with you. 55-45 Montana. Jace Coburn is still heated over on the Portland State sideline.
He's wondering what that was to just get that time, get that technical that took away a chance for transition basket. I mean, you know, unless, I don't know, Rox, unless you're talking about the officials' heritage or lineage, I'm not sure if you want to go there. Your ears can't be that big, but must have been egregious.
Yeah, but the directive is you can't talk after to an opponent. He blocked a shot and then said a couple of things. Attack it. Money Williams. And one.
Money Williams is going to make sure that none of this is material. It's going to be immaterial. He's trying to make a case that we don't need any breaks. I mean, he did this last night for his team. He brought his team back when the game got close. He's doing it again. He withstands the contact, the foul, scores the basket, something that Portland State's been struggling to do with contact, and now has a chance for a three-point play.
Second on Bryson Long. Money Williams, the three-point play.
I mean, Roxy, he was, what did he have, 18 free throws last night? I mean, he did this for his team.
And an issue with the game clock. That's why they stopped playing, and now they'll restart it. 6:01 to go.
Well, again, if you're Portland State, A, you need to get on the board, and B, you can't have any costly turnovers, technicals. You got to come back in this game one possession at a time.
They brought Terry Miller Jr. back. And the margin for error for the Vikings is razor thin as Jalen Henderson will get to the line as he went crashing into the stanchion. And 2 free throws for the first team All Big Sky performer.
Yeah, he drew the foul, and again, just kind of hurried his shot up there, but scored the last one. But he had that foul. He knew he was going to get fouled, but got a pretty hard foul to boot.
Second on Tyler Thompson. And 2 free throws for Henderson. 3 for 3 at the line, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for Jalen Henderson tonight. And the senior from Wichita.
Chase Coburn on the sideline, took off his jacket, took off his ties. Looks like his shirt might come next, but not sure.
Like the after party from his wedding, maybe.
Yeah, he looks like it now. I mean, he's just trying to implore his players to compete. He's challenging his players, he's challenging the officials, still talking to the officials, trying to get an edge.
Boy, he's got 75 friends and family that are here for this. He has a lot of family that lives in Boise and the area.
Absolutely, but you know, his team has generally taken on his personality, his identity, and so he knows his team is capable. They've done it all year, but been a little short tonight. A lot of that credit goes to the Grizzlies.
5-second violation.
Well, the official made that call pretty quickly, so Chase Coburn paid off to get the officials here or there. He got the next call. But I think that was the right call. That was good defense by Portland State.
Terry Miller Jr. down low. Miller off balance.
A lot of basketball left. The Grizzlies saw their lead disappear last night. They got to hold on now.
Now it's single digits. They cut it to 9. And Tejon Sawyer runs it down, and a timeout for Montana.
Yeah, that's a good timeout because there was about to be a travel, and might have been a travel.
30-second timeout for the Grizz. Up 9, 5.5 to go. The Vikings were down 19. The fiery head coach of Portland State, Chase Coburn, talking with Justin Champion's listening more than talking to Chase Coburn.
I think Chase Coburn is saying, look, I think there might have been a travel before the timeout. Now, maybe you can challenge that, too, because you can check, but that's not going to go back. They're not going to review, and you can't. But that was the wish list.
Full court pressure for the Vikings, and this tempo has posed problems for Montana.
This is the scenario last night. The ball was in Money Williams' hands, trying to put the game away.
5 on the shot clock. Deep 3 from Money Williams.
Roxy didn't try. He's not trying to put the game away. He is putting the game away. I mean, that's just recognition of time, possession clock, and toughness.
Jalen Henderson back the other way. Last touch by the Grizz will stay at this end.
I mean, how tough has he been? Not only in this game, but last night coming off of 40. The whole arena, the other team, opposing team knows you're the guy, and you're still having difficulty when you know he's the answer. What a performance.
Terry Miller Jr. gets the roll. He's got 12.
Vikings not going away.
Again, the full court pressure from Portland State creating havoc. Comes into Money Williams. And he Out of bounds on the sideline, and a Montana turnover.
Now, Trace Coburn's been working that sideline for a lot of reasons, and he got that call right in front of his bench. Is there some magic left in this floor for Chase Coburn?
16th Montana turnover.
Yeah, if you're Montana now, you just don't want to foul. Put Portland State to the line. Make them shoot an outside shot. They've struggled from the perimeter. Make them shoot something on the perimeter.
Terry Miller Jr. goes to work in the lane. Lost it out of bounds. Off of Montana, they say. And the Grizz telling Travis DeCuire to challenge this.
Well, he's going to challenge it for two reasons, Roxy. He's going to challenge it because I think he thinks he's got the call, but he's going to use this as a timeout. It's a smart challenge either way. Even if he loses, it's a smart challenge.
You must have at least one remaining timeout to be able to challenge. This is a challenge on the floor, ruled Portland State ball. Montana questioning it.
Previous out of bounds calls under review.
March is Athletic Trainers Month. Help us celebrate all the athletic trainers across the Big Sky Conference as they work tirelessly to keep our student athletes healthy and safe on the court. Thank you, athletic trainers. And please draw your attention to center court, where I'm about to start our ICCU. Let's challenge the athlete in the court. The rules are simple.
We have you covered on selection Sunday once again. It all starts 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with Sports Center on ESPN. Reese and the guys look at the men's field of 68 as the brackets are announced, followed by bracketology and breakdowns of each region. Then at 8, the women's field of 68 is revealed with a complete breakdown of each matchup coming at 9 Eastern. Sunday, bracketology. We get the brackets for the field of 68 for both the women and the men. There'll be one Big Sky team. Whoever wins this tournament get to the big dance later tonight. Eastern Washington and Idaho in our second semifinal. Montana, who's led by as many as 19. It's a 10-point game. 4:29 to go. The challenge from Montana was successful, and the call was overturned. And so that means that Montana will have one more challenge as they break the pressure. And now we'll set it up in the half court as Travis DeCuire, getting another ball handler on the floor, brings in Chase Henderson for his first minutes of the night, the sophomore from Des Moines. Shot clock down to 5. Grant Kepler over to Chase Henderson. Throws up a 3, and Javon Minot up over everybody for the rebound. 10th rebound for Minot. Attacking. Foul. And 2 free throws coming for Kelsey Phipps.
That's smart basketball, Roxy. Listen, you're 3 for 22. Honestly, think about that. 13% from 3. You're not going to try to win this game at the 3-point line. You struggle from there, but you're taking it to the basket. Smart.
Grant Kepley is fouled out with 3:46 to go. And to the line for Portland State, Kelsey Phipps, 1 for 2 tonight. 9 points for Phipps. And he gets the roll.
Best part of drawing fouls, Roxy, the clock stops. 1, 2, you get to set your defense, the full court pressure. Easier to set defense and press on a made than it is a miss.
One for 2, and the rebound grab, Tyler Isaac for the Grizz.
Grizz in no hurry.
Monty Williams, game high 25. Inside 10 to shoot for Montana. Williams attacks. The runner, Monty Williams.
That's what he does. I don't know who gave him his name, Rox, but he's earning it.
It's his legal name.
Yeah, I know it is.
His parents, his dad, late father's name was Money.
Yeah, great story.
Kelsey Phipps with the bucket.
Great story, too, but his parents, his family, his kid's been delivering.
He has been through a lot, to say the least. Breaking the press, looking to attack. Chase Henderson will back it away.
Yeah, smart play, Rox. You don't need the 2, you need the time. Time's your best friend. Money Williams, what a story he's been.
Inside 10 to shoot. Williams, 3 on the way. And the rebound, there's Minot securing it for Portland State. Jalen Henderson pushes, attacks, throws up a wild shot but gets fouled, and 2 free throws coming for Jalen Henderson.
Again, what you have to do, Grizzly, trying to maintain possession, playing the time game, but great move by Henderson to attack. He's hard in the open court. You need another defender just to clog the lane.
3rd on Tyler Isaac. And Henderson, who's 5 for 5 at the line, but just 4 for 16 from the field. And 1 more for Henderson, who has 14.
I always like the zone late game for a couple of reasons. 1, team's not shooting it well. 2, it makes teams take a little more time and not get to the rim and get to the foul line. Travis DeCure, though, is an excellent man-to-man coach. I'm not second-guessing him, but sometimes, you know, that move can be effective.
It's both.
Here's the press.
7 points. This is the closest Portland State has been in a long time. Again, the press. Here's Money Williams. Hesitation. Sawyer underneath. Kick out. Tyler Isaac. Money Williams. Corner 3. 30 for Money Williams. And a foul on Chase Henderson of Montana. His first, but Money comes through again.
Roxy, what can he do for an encore? I mean, he's done it all. He did it all last night, and now when the game is getting tight, and you mentioned it, 2-possession game, 3-possession game, he just knocks down a dagger of a 3.
2 shots for Jalen Henderson. I think that sign's appropriate.
You know what's really impressive to me is you know it's coming. You know he's the guy that can hurt you, yet he finds a way to hurt you. That is a basketball player and an athlete and a competitor.
Career high 40 last night against Northern Colorado. And he's dropped 30 on Portland State here tonight. Now the press for the Vikings. Stealing it, and a heads-up play. What an effort from Kelsey Phipps. Falling out of bounds, threw it off the leg of Tyler Isaac.
Well, and that's why,
What a play.
Roxy, this is why maybe you don't need the 2 points. You just take it back out because you're playing against guys that are desperate, and that play could come back to bite the Grizzlies.
That's an amazing play.
No, it's a hustle play. You're not giving up. You think, well, maybe it'll be just a foul in the play. That was a takeaway and an intelligent play.
Jalen Henderson trying to get downhill to the bucket. Trevon Minot, kick out, 3! Bryson Long! And it's a 5-point game. Aaron pass, saving it, but then taking it out of bounds was Kenyon Owino, and it goes back to Portland State.
Well, Bryson Long, Roxy, hasn't logged a lot of minutes, but as you say, prolific three-point shooter in his career. He does what he does, and that's knock down shots. Now you're Portland. 2-possession game. Can you believe it?
From 19 down, Portland State within 5. Jalen Henderson drives. And the rebound kicked around, lost on the deck, tie up, Portland State ball, the alternating possession. 1:19 remaining and a Vikings ball. And a fresh 20 on the timer. Nobody wants to relinquish the basketball.
The call's already been made, guys. You can get up now. Yeah, this is not like football to see who's recovered the fumble, but you got to give these players credit, Roxy. They're hungry now. They're on the floor. They know that a possession here or there can make the difference in this game. Portland State with an incredible comeback. They could have gone away.
And it's been an unusual lineup for Jace Coburn in Portland State, going away from his regulars, and some role players have helped bring them back. Now without a starter, and Terry Miller Jr. has not been that much of a factor tonight. Some role players, Isaiah Williams has hit some shots. Bryson Long just nailed a big three. Kelsey Phipps has come through big for Portland State.
Well, they're going to need a score or a foul here. They're going to have to do one of the two.
Here is Terry Miller Jr. Phipps. Kept alive, though, by Miller. Three on the way. Sebastian Tidor short. And the rebound and a foul. Tyler Isaac, the rebound and a foul on the Vikings. And it's the second on Terry Miller Jr. And you mentioned it earlier, Ben. You can see he's not right. He is hobbling and trying to gut it out. The Big Sky MVP.
Now he's given you all he's got, and you admire his effort. He's still been hard to deal with if you're a Grizzly. But, you know, that last three goes down, and can you believe that would have been a 2-point lead? And anything can happen from there.
1-1 for Tyler Isaac. An 87% foul shoot, but he's 0 for 2 tonight.
Well, he just pointed to the bench and said, guys, I got you. Relax. I choked the first two away. I'm not losing this. I love players that have that confidence, Roxy. They give you that sure sign on the bench like, I got you guys.
He started at Cal Baptist, then went to Citrus Junior College, and now Montana. And Isaac makes it a 3-possession game.
Yeah, those are huge, huge free throws. Not easy when the game is on the line. Now you're Portland State. You got to get a look and get on the board.
And a foul. A minute to go and 2 free throws for Kelsey Phipps with the Vikings in the double bonus.
Well, that's really, you know, the last thing you want to do is, again, stop the clock and put Portland State on the line. You got to, I'm not a big analytics guy, Roxy, but 3 for 25 or whatever, free. I got to look at that analytic and just say, look, they're not shooting threes, they're trying to drive us. So you got to make an adjustment.
Third on Money Williams. And the roll for Kelsey Phipps.
Interesting to see now if Portland State will play the foul game or play it out, because there's still time on the clock. It's a big decision for Chase Coburn and his staff, what he directs his players to do.
If you foul, it's a 1-and-1 with only 17 fouls committed.
Well, I take my chances to try to play through and get a steal, a violation, 10 count, see what happens. It's a 2-possession game. You don't want to knock off all 30 seconds, but you got to at least give this 10, 15, 20 seconds of pressure. Take a look at it.
Money Williams will put it in play for Montana. Tajon Sawyer. And now Money Williams fouled by Bryson Long. And that's not the guy you want to foul.
No, Roxy, he's an 87% free throw or 85% free throw shooter coming in. And he has won games at the line for his team. Last night, an example.
1-and-1 for Money Williams. It was 4 for 5 from the line tonight.
There's still time for the Vikings. Plenty of time, but you got to hope now you can get some 3 for 2s. But they haven't been able to bank on that. They have not been able to knock their threes down.
Short, rebound Jalen Henderson. Montana missing the front end of a 1-and-1. Henderson to the bucket and the runner. 3-point game, you don't need to foul now. And off the ball, there is a foul, and it's on Isaiah Williams of Portland State.
Yeah, they certainly didn't need to foul, but look at the basket. Look at the relentlessness, the aggressiveness of Portland State. Obviously, in Jalen Henderson, he's gotten the basket at will. You know, didn't need a foul.
1-and-1. Chase Henderson has shot only 7 free throws all season. He is 6 for 7 from the line. The sophomore who came in here down the stretch for ball handling as Montana was having trouble with the Portland State press. And he gets the front end of the 1-and-1.
That bench is up for the Grizzlies, just really imploring their teammate to hit one more. Make this a two-possession game and some. Again, if you're the Grizzlies, get a little time off the clock and try not to stop it and allow the Vikings to get to the line again.
Gets the roll in the second. 5-point lead for Montana.
Well, they don't want them to roll it up, but you got to really move your feet. Don't get played behind.
Jalen Henderson darts to the basket. Henderson finishes. 3-point game again.
Yeah, just surprisingly, again, he's able to get to the basket in such a short time.
41.3 to go, 3-point game. And Jalen Henderson, part of this comeback for Portland State.
Well, and there's a reason it's happening. They're playing with more aggression. They know there's a little more desperation. They're letting their hair down a little bit. They're playing hard. They're playing tough, smart now basketball. They're playing percentages. They're getting to the rim. They're playing against a team whose coach is saying, listen, guys, don't foul. So you don't want to put them to the line, but yet you're playing kind of cautiously, and that's what Jalen Henderson has done. He has been phenomenal in this second half after a rough first half start. If you are the Grizzlies now, first order of business, get it in, secure the basketball, and foul, but I can guarantee it's tough defense over here.
The next Portland State foul will make it a double bonus. That'll be the 10th team foul on the Vikings.
But the Grizzlies have to talk about the other end too, Roxy. They've got to talk about what to do defensively. They've had no answer for Portland State.
If you're Portland State, do you foul?
Not the first 10 seconds, no. I'm going to try to get a turnover. First 15 seconds.
And a collision at midcourt, and Kelsey Phipps knocks over Chase Henderson.
Now that's not a bad foul because you had a chance almost. You almost had a chance to come up with the ball. That would have been a hard catch if there was no contact. There wasn't a lot of real estate over there.
Second on Kelsey Phipps, and Chase Henderson 2 shots. As the double bonus kicks in now for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the 2-shot bonus usually gives players a little more confidence than having to hit a 1-on-1. Let's see if that rings true.
Misses the first.
Well, he made the tougher one of the 1-on-1 now. A little bit strong, adrenaline flowing. And Monty Williams missed his last free throw, maybe a little fatigue setting in. The Grizzlies are going to have to put this game away. It's not going to be handed to them.
Jace Coburn bringing the Big Sky MVP. Terry Miller Jr. back into the game. You can see him hobbling a bit. Whatever's ailing him has clearly hampered him in this game.
Well, he's still a factor for you. He's a veteran, a competitor, and a winner.
And it crawls in for Henderson.
Let's see here again, Roxy. Can the Grizzlies keep the Portland State Vikings off the free throw line, force an outside shot, and secure the rebound?
Jalen Henderson. Terry Miller Jr. missing a 3. The rebound knocked around. Picked up Bryson Long. Launches. Fouled on a 3. With 28 seconds to go. Third on Tajon Sawyer.
Well, they forced somebody other than Bryson Long to shoot to 3. The miss came off. They couldn't secure the defensive rebound, which could have salted this game away. Then the Vikings would have had to foul. Boy, how important is it to secure loose ball rebound?
They will go to the monitor to review something here. With 28 seconds, Travis DeCuire in Montana up 71-67. As the Grizz have led by as many as 19 in this game. But a furious rally here in the second half by Portland State. And the Big Sky champs on the ropes to the number 4 seed Grizz.
And this happened last night. The Grizzlies had to come back and just, salt the game away, but not without some pressure and some tense moments.
They were reviewing to make sure he was behind the line. It was a 3-point attempt. Clearly it was. And a quick review, and now 3 shots for Bryson Long.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys you want to give shots, open shots too, and maybe foul. He's a dead-eye shooter. He can knock these three down, Roxy. This is going to get interesting.
Portland State is now 23 for 26 from the line. One more for Long. And he can make it a one-point game.
Now you have to talk about who you foul, if you can. If you can direct it to a player that doesn't have a high percentage on Montana, you foul. You can't let him play the clock out. There's going to be pressure for 5-10 seconds, and then there's going to be a foul.
The hat trick for Bryson Long, since we're in the building of the Idaho Steelheads of the East Coast Hockey League, minor league hockey building. So,
well, here it is. You're going to try to get a turnover in the first 5-10 seconds. Then you got to foul.
Full court pressure. Ball comes in. Chase Henderson breaks it.
There's your guy. You want that smart play by Henderson. As much as he'd like to be a hero, you give the ball to your money man, and you allow him to put this away.
But Portland State missed their opportunity. Now, Chase Henderson is 3 for 4 at the line tonight, but hasn't shot many free throws all year. Money Williams is 86% for the line, although he's missed 2 tonight. He's 4 for 6. 2 shots.
Well, I'd put my money on money. I mean, he did it last night. Game was on the line, and he was tired, fatigued, played almost the entire game. But all he did was make his free throws.
40 points last night, 31 now tonight.
Now, if Montana makes this free throw, do you allow Portland State to come down and get a 3? That'll be a decision. Travis DeCure and his staff will either make or call timeout. They're saying don't foul. They're absolutely saying don't foul. So they want to play this out.
3-point game.
I would encourage them to shoot a 3.
Jalen Henderson tries to turn the corner, gets to the basket, makes it a 1-point game again. 23 for Jalen Henderson. Now the press comes into Tyler Isaac, and he's fouled in the corner. 14.5 seconds to go.
Yeah, again, I got to encourage that 3-point shot to go up if I'm Montana with Portland State. They've been so good. I mean, Henderson has been to the basket at will. Nobody there to stop him. You don't want to foul him. But that's why the players are being directed not to foul. So Henderson's smart. He takes it to the rim.
4th foul on Bryson Long. Tyler Isaac at the line. He is 2 for 4 tonight from the stripe, but on the season coming in 87%. And going to the monitor again, maybe a clock issue to make sure it's correct.
Well, the freezing the free throw shooter, I don't like that, but you got to get this right.
They've changed the foul, actually. It's not on Long, who still has 3. The 3rd foul on Jalen Henderson.
Roxy, if you're Montana, you've got to talk about one thing. Somebody other than Bryson Long getting an open look, and he's not even and also do not foul Henderson. Let him get to the basket.
Conley nails the first.
Got to clog the lane up and make them shoot an outside shot. I know it could tie the game, but their percentages are low.
Portland State is just 4 for 26 on their 3s tonight.
Yeah, they struggled there. Chase Coburn imploring his guys, one more. Just get one more score. Let's get back in this.
3-point game.
Here's Henderson.
Drives, step through, kick out to Long. A 3 is way short. Tipped out of bounds by Montana. Portland State ball, 5.7.
Now you might want to think about fouling, Roxy. This is the time under 5 when coaches kind of have there's a benchmark. It's a 5 or 6 point game, and you say now there's not enough time. Let's foul. Do you want to give them a chance to hit a 3 and tie this game up when you've been up the entire game?
Portland State timeout. The full timeout utilized by Jace Coburn. With the new continuation rules, it makes it an interesting play if you're going to foul. Still to come later tonight, our second semifinal. Eastern Washington plays Idaho to advance to the championship game tomorrow night here in Boise. They put 0.5 of a second back up on the clock. 6.2 remaining. 3-point Montana lead. But with the new rules in college basketball this year, it's kind of changed the way you have to play in a situation like this, because if you're going to foul, you better make sure they're not going up for the shot.
Yeah, so you're directing your players to do either of two things. You can foul on the catch, or you can foul on the dribble, but you can't foul anywhere else in between, because now you are, as you mentioned, in danger of giving up the three. And you can elect not to foul. You can also say, look, the worst that happens is we can go in overtime, but they've had this lead, Montana has, all game long. I know they don't want this game to go into overtime. You've got to play defense right here.
No more timeouts for the Vikings, who are just 4 for 27 outside the arc tonight. Montana has a timeout on a tie-up that belongs to the Grizz.
Well, and Roxy, you don't want to foul the three-point shooter. You just mentioned that. And so in the new rule, if you catch and you're in the act, you're going to get called for the foul. So it's got to be cleanly on the floor.
Jalen Henderson will put it in. Sebastian Tidor, corner three. Knocked around. Montana grabs it, and that will do it. And the Montana Grizzlies have held on.
Wow.
Third straight season, the Grizz are headed to the Big Sky championship game in Boise. One last look at that sequence. Down 3.
Well, there's a look. And now with the missed shot and a loose ball, this game is over. The Grizzlies electing not to foul. Smart move. You don't want to foul if you're not sure. And it was a clean catch. You can't foul now. Challenge the shot. Great challenge, and ball game's over. But what an effort by Portland State to come by. But give everything. Kudos to Travis Secure and the Montana Grizzlies. They just showed up tonight. They played a whale of a basketball game.
32 points for Money Williams, leading the way. And for Money Williams, his 7th 30-point game of the season. And the Grizz are putting themselves into the championship of Starch Madness in Boise, hanging on for a 75-72 win. So the 4 seed knocks out the Big Sky champs, and the Grizz will play either Eastern Washington or Idaho tomorrow night for the Big Sky Tournament Championship.
I gotta love this matchup, Roxy, and you gotta love the Grizz. They've been here before. They played like it, made it close in the end. Portland State coming back, but the Grizzlies showed you their mettle, and they'll be playing for a chance to go to the dance.
Travis Secure and Montana hang on, leading by as many as 19, and deny a furious rally from Portland State. 75-72 Montana. See you in a little bit with semifinal number 2 over on ESPN2. But for Ben Braun and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein, so long for now.